This is State Representative Jeffrey Elmore. Welcome to this installment of the Weekly Session Update, where you will hear about bills, current issues facing North Carolina, and actions of the North Carolina House. Let's get started. Sorry it's taken me a couple of days to get this information out to you. We finished up session early Friday morning. It was around 3 a.m. and for a time period of about 3 days, we voted on hundreds of bills trying to get to the end point. We voted on Senate Joint Resolution 870, and what this did was it put us in adjournment except for specific things that we might need to do related to COVID and also to any federal funds that may be coming down or flexibility with federal funds. We're technically still in session under this resolution to give the governor time. He has 10 days to be able to veto a bill or sign a bill or let it become law. So we're in skeletal sessions until that time period is over. The resolution also stated that we would be going into sine die on September 3rd. And that is a final cutoff for the end of this biennium session. A couple of bills that were voted on that I really want to highlight. I've been talking about the need for accountability with the Department of Transportation, and we sent to the governor HB 77, DOT budget and governance. We know that the Highway Trust Fund is running very low because of COVID and also of other factors, including mismanagement from the governor's appointments to the Transportation Board. What this creates is accountability with the Transportation Board and also restructures it. Not all of the appointments to the Transportation Board now will be from the governor. There will be 12 from the governor, but also 6 from the General Assembly. From the governor's office, they've indicated that he is in agreement to this, and it had overwhelming support of the Democrats also. Another bill I wanted to highlight, something that was worked on by former Representative Rena Turner, is House Bill 652. This is the Second Amendment Protection Act. The concern was that churches that had Christian schools on the property, they were unable to conceal carry at their Sunday services because the way the laws were written dealing with weapons on educational property. What this bill does, it clarifies that as long as the students are not in session, even though it is on educational property, since it is a church, that folks would be allowed to do that. So it clarifies that, and it also clarifies some language for certain law enforcement facility employees and EMS personnel that they would be able to conceal carry also. Something I want to highlight with you is all of the actions that have been going on with our COVID-19. Not just the funding that I've talked about before, but all the actions that we have tried to take dealing with businesses reopening. And I want to highlight some of that with you. We sent a bill to the governor that dealt with just gyms, that health fitness centers would be able to open up at half capacity with cleanliness standards put in place. We sent that bill, and it was had bipartisan support. The Democrats voted for it also, so it did go to the governor with a veto-proof majority. Now, we sent him a bill prior about bars and gyms. We combined it together, and he vetoed that. So I'm not sure if he'll veto the one that deals just with gyms. We also sent him one that would open up bowling alleys and skating rinks. So that's been sent to the governor. We've also sent him one that would open up amusement parks, fairs, arcades, and other venues. This dramatically affects a big employer in Charlotte and a big tourist attraction, which is Carowinds. We have other entities like that too, go-kart tracks, Chuck E. Cheese, things of that nature. So that's been sent to the governor. We also have done bills to try to address the balance of the executive overreach. Basically, bills, one that we sent was dealing with that he has to have a consensus or a concurrence of the Council of State. All of those positions are statewide, and that he would have to put forth, after he has declared an emergency in a 48-hour period, to the Council of State to get their concurrence on it to try to streamline this. This bill was sent to the Senate and it's now gone to the governor. We'll see how he reacts to it. We also sent a bill that would allow 4th of July celebrations. Many of those have already been canceled, but others have not. Communities have held out. So we sent a bill dealing with that. Now, why can't we just override? That's a big question that we get. We do not have supermajorities currently, so we have to have 7 Democrats in the House, and the Senate, I forgot the exact number they have to have, agree with us. And many times with the governor's vetoes, they just will not overstep the governor's request when he vetoes. So this is not a simple act like many people think. And then we get this unusual question too. Why can't the General Assembly just impeach the governor? We don't have the votes to do it. To do something of that nature, you would have to have a 2/3 vote of the Senate or 34 votes in their chamber. And Republicans only hold 29. So when a lot of people get so frustrated, they say, just impeach. We wouldn't have the votes even if we pursued that. And another question we get is, why doesn't the General Assembly just introduce a resolution to eliminate the governor's executive orders? This is a false rumor. We don't have the ability to do that. Under the emergency power statute, there's 2 entities that can call a state of emergency. One is the governor, and one is the General Assembly. And how it works is once the declaration of emergency is issued, whoever issued it is the only one that has the ability to lift the emergency order. So the governor, by declaring the emergency order, he is the only one that can lift it by statute. Also, many of these reopen issues are being tackled in court. Our gubernatorial candidate and current Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest has publicly released that he will be suing Governor Cooper over these executive orders. Church entities sued, and they won their lawsuit saying that it was a violation of religious freedoms. Salons and barbers withdrew their lawsuit once they were allowed to open. Gym owners sued, but they lost in court. Bars and taverns are looking at suing also because of the job loss. There is no opening up for them at this point. The media, NC Media, is suing also. Bowling alleys are suing. And then where the governor targeted the specific racetrack that claimed that they were having a protest to be able to hold their races, that lawsuit is pending also. So this issue is trying to be tackled in all branches of government. On that note, this is the last weekly session update since the session is officially over. We will be doing more of these in the future. Finally, this is State Representative Jeffrey Elmore. I hope you enjoyed this installment. And remember, for more info, check out jeffreyelmore.com. And also, like my Facebook page, Jeffrey Elmore for NC House.